It feels like it's almost weekly now that new models are being released. So recently we had Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5, but also Chinese models like DeepSeek 4 and Kimi 2.6. And what I find interesting is that these Chinese models seem to be catching up with the American ones, and a lot of people are hyping how good the Chinese models are now. Here we have somebody on X who says, "Dear God, lol, new Kimi model is a F-beast. GPT 5.4 level coding, 76% cheaper than Opus 4.7 and 100% open source, free to use. I mean, look at this." So yeah, but I don't know this with the open source with the AI models. Like people always say the open models, so sure the weights are open, but like I don't think you can get like the training set or anything. So sure you can use it, but I don't really know actually what this with the open source means. But sure, yeah, you can download it and host it and run it yourself openly. So I guess it's open in that sense. So yeah, free to use. But he writes here, Kimi 2.6 can code continuously for 12 hours straight, run 300 plus agents in parallel from a single prompt. How the F is China doing this? Every 3 months there is a new open model that gets closer to the best Claude/GPT models. DeepSeek also releasing this week. Open source models have caught up and China of all countries are leading it. I have tried Kimi 2.6 a little bit. So I made a video recently about it when I tried to like start a new project with it, and I thought it got like stuck a bit. That I prompted it, but then it was reasoning and didn't like know how to proceed when it got stuck. And the other day I did some more coding with Kimi 2.6, and the same happened. And then so then it was in a like medium-sized existing code base. I wanted to add some new feature. So it's a .NET project, but like I had implemented something, and sure it was fine. But then I wanted to do some change to an entity, so database model. I'm using entity framework there, and I wanted it to like delete the migration and then create a new one. Yeah, so database migrations. But it got so stuck in that like I had like manually deleted the file, I believe, and it was so confused with some snapshot file, and I had to like stop it and then like tell it just run this command like .NET EF database migrate something to create a new migration file, but it's still it just continued in its loop and got stuck. So maybe the tokens are cheaper, but I'm not so sure like if like it's so much more intelligent. If you end up using a lot more tokens because it got stuck and needs to think, is it really cheaper? Sure, per token maybe it's cheaper, but what is like the value of each token? I wonder. But seeing all these people hyping up Kimi 2.6 and DeepSeek 4, I want to try them more because many people are like writing that now it's like their main models that they primarily use. So I would like to try more and see if I can get the same like experience myself. I also write here, it's official, China's effing dominating AI. They have caught up. New DeepSeek version 4 matches GPT 5.5, so that's the latest one. Costs 86% less, 100% open source. Don't take my word for it. So DeepSeek 4 Flash is 99% cheaper than Opus 4.7. Not a typo. $0.28 per million tokens. Ranks number 1 on Codeforce's benchmark, beating GPT 5.4, competitive to 5.5 and Opus. In the last week, Monday, Moonshot drops Kimi 2.6. Wednesday, Alibaba drops Qwen. And then Thursday, DeepSeek drops version 4. So yeah, they're just pumping out new models. And here is some sort of benchmark. But there are so many different ones. But here we have DeepSeek, Claude Opus, GPT, and Gemini. And some different benchmarks. But they seem to be delivering comparable results. So that's impressive that you can run this yourself on your own hardware and get results close to Claude and GPT. But then there have also been on X like this graph. So Chinese models are 8 months behind and are falling further behind. And then they post this. we have GPT-4o here and some DeepSeek models, Kimi, DeepSeek, and like the distance seems to be growing, but yeah, people are like debating this. Here we have Dax, so he's one of the founders of OpenCode, that harness that you can run for yourself and use open models in. And he has a different graph, so he is replying to this. Here is a chart showing them being a few months behind and catching up. Modern day is amazing. You can have whatever narrative you want. So I don't know what index or benchmark this is. Seems collection of different results. But here we have United States and China. Somehow they have weighted them together. I don't know. But for sure, like today, if we have these results, so then it's comparable to just a few months ago or so. Beginning of the year. If we go back to this one, if this is the current state, and here that was less than a year ago. If you look at the American models, according to this chart, so in this 8 months. And I think the models were quite good like 8 months ago, and if we can get that quality open source, I think isn't that great? Regardless if they are falling behind or catching up, regardless of that narrative, if it's just 8 months in between, I think it's quite cool. Yeah, and people are also posting, like here's some article, an 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝗍 Chinese model just beat Claude, GPT 5.5 and Gemini in a programming challenge. So it was somebody who made some puzzle, and that those AIs were going to compete in. Had a grid like this, and the AI could move one letter at a time, and then needed to write a long word somehow. And I don't know how scientific this is, but he made this, and Kimi 2.6 turned out the winner here. Then some Mimo, 𝗟𝗔𝗡𝗟, Claude, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek. There are so many different benchmarks, and it seems like in some ones the Chinese models are winning, and some in the Americans are winning. What to trust here? Somebody who is quite active online, DeepSeek version 4, almost on the frontier, a fraction of the price. So maybe that's what people are impressed by, that it's so efficient compared to the American models, and still being able to deliver so good output. For some reason, this is a classic thing that people do, generate a pelican riding a bike and see how good result you get. This was with DeepSeek version 4 Flash, and here with DeepSeek version 4 Pro. I don't know. It's a pelican. But he also posted with the 3.2 of DeepSeek, 3.1 and 3, so we can look at those. He was 3.2, so very pretty pelican on a bicycle. Looks a bit weird. Oh, yeah, cute. Let's look at the 3.1. That's not so realistic, maybe. 3, let's look at that. Here we have that. It's obviously going in the right direction, but also with these benchmarks, I don't know, like since they are so commonly used, then maybe those AI providers are like training it and optimizing for the benchmarks as well. I'm afraid. I don't know if they are doing that, but also like since these sort of benchmarks have been like posted so much, so even if they're not intentionally optimizing for the benchmarks, but just the benchmark being out there and people repeatedly using them to test different AIs and posting about it, maybe the AIs pick that up when they are trained and then get better at it. Maybe, I don't know. But regardless of how you look at it, they seem to get better at the very least. I also think it's quite interesting that the Chinese models are open and while the American ones are closed. Like in my mind, I would have like thought that maybe it would have been the other way around, that the US is the open and free country and they would have open models. But maybe since it's more like capitalistic, and then they want to have their closed models. But it's interesting with China that they are open and they're just publishing their models. So I wonder what their end game is. I think it's quite cool that they are competing and being open, and now people are downloading them. But yeah, if they turn out to be the winners of the AI race, and then we will all depend on Chinese open models, and they're like being nice to us and releasing them for free, and that we can use them. So then we are a little bit in like a dependency to them if that turns out to be like the future. So yeah, in some sense, I hope, it's not just China that wins the race, but also and that America continues to be able to compete. It seems like Europe, maybe we shouldn't count on Europe, but at least the US, I hope that they continue to compete with China, and that both deliver good models. So it's a bit distributed, not only one monopoly in the world. But yeah, as I said, interesting with China being open with their models. Maybe they just want to like outcompete the American models and like make those companies fail, since they are burning so much cash, and then when those have like died, those American companies, then they can continue and develop their models. And maybe they are thinking a bit longer term how they want to win the AI race. But then it's also quite funny, I think, with these American companies that are burning so much cash, and like now it seems like they're turning into the shitification phase, where they're turning the screws and making the like terms worse, like increasing the prices. They burn more tokens. It's just getting like worse for the consumers, since they somehow need to earn some money. They are not even making profit, but just going plus minus zero to reach that point. They need to like turn the screws and earn more money from their users. So with this shitification phase, I think it's quite funny in some sense that the Chinese models are doing so well and competing with the American ones. So yeah, the American ones, they cannot turn them too shitty. And like if Claude becomes too greedy, it's too expensive and too with the quality or so. People are complaining about Opus 4.7 about the quality, and that are unhappy. But if they continue to do that for too long, then people will just move to something else. And if there are good Chinese models that you can use in OpenAI. So OpenAI, they have their Go subscription for only $10 per month. That's something I want to try. But like if more people are migrating to that, like eventually OpenAI and Anthropic, they need to be playing a bit nicer so to like win back their consumers. So I think it's healthy that there is a competition, but also like, now they're burning so much cash, so somehow they need to earn money as well to be able to survive if they continue like this. But that was all thoughts I had today, and we will see each other another time. Bye bye.